Hey, 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 welcome everybody. It's Friday Reads Live. I'm back, y'all. How are you, Teresa? Happy Friday. Happy lunchtime. How are you? What has been going on? What are you reading? Let me know. We'll wait and see if other people come in because it's just six. So this is Friday Reads. So this is where we talk about what we're reading today, this weekend, and sometimes into the following week. Hello, DL. Welcome. How are you? Happy Friday. Hello, daytime. Happy Friday. What are you guys reading? And welcome to the other people that are in the chat that I can't see that are watching. Welcome. Feel free to jump in and converse with us if you desire. Hello, Alicia. How are you? Sharon, what are you guys reading? Okay, I'll tell you what I'm reading. Y'all probably already know what I'm reading now. So I'm reading Sing Her Name, and this is the read for September for the Read to Live book club that I run on Patreon. And we're going to be so lucky to have Rosalind Story with us on Sunday for the discussion. So I'm about one third in this one. I'm going to probably hit hard on it tonight reading. And the second book I'm reading, of course, you know, is this big chunker right here, Les Miserables. This is a group read that I'm doing with Michael and Tiana. Les Miserables by Victor Hugo. This is a great French classic. Today we should be just about embarking on, I think, page 90, if I'm not mistaken. I am currently on page 70, so I have not had the chance to read my pages for today. I usually either read my pages straight up in the morning or more in the evening. So today it's going to be more in the evening because I had a bunch of stuff going on today. So I'm excited because it's getting good now because one of the main characters has entered the book. So it'll be interesting to see how Jean Valjean fares. And right now, don't nobody want to see his face. Nowhere, no how. He having trouble. So that's what I'm reading today, this weekend, and this into the following weeks. So, all right, so let's see who else is in the chat. Oh, hello, Amalola. How are you? What are you reading? Olivia, welcome. Birdie, welcome. Sarah, welcome. Oh, it's been a while since we've seen Sarah. How are you? Mm, let's see. Hey, Billy, how are you? Welcome. Happy Friday. Okay, I'm almost reading Small Island by Andrea Levy. I still need to read Small Island. The Jigsaw Man by Nadine Matheson. Wait, didn't they make that into an adaptation? Am I crazy saying that? Seems like I remember that title. Both for the Black British Month. Okay. And of course, Les Mis. Okay, very good. I think they made the Jigsaw Man into, I think they adapted that. Didn't they adapt that to a movie or something? I'm fine, Billy. How are you? Let's see. Bertie says, I'm reading Les Miserables. I'm about to start Devil in the Blue Dress is so good. It's so good. I did not like the adaptation for that book, but I love the book. Book is good. Okay, Sarah says, I have my copy of Les Mis and ready to go. Also reading, oh, The Trees. That's a really good one too. Oh wow, you got some good ones on the fire. The Trees is really the trees. It puts all these emotions. One minute you're cracking up, the next minute you're going, oh, it's very well done. Let's see. Birdie says she's also reading Whistle at Night. It's a horror indigenous anthology. Whistle at Night. Okay, I have not heard of that. Never Whistle at Night. Sorry. Melissa's Jigsaw Man is a 1983 British espionage film. That's what I thought. Okay. I was like, wait, what? Am I crazy? Because this title was familiar. Not the same book. Okay, that's what I was thinking. Because I was like, that was adapted to film. Is it the same? Okay, not the same. Hey Keisha, how are you? What are you reading? So all the people that are reading this, thanks for joining the read along. I know it's quite a endeavor to take on reading a 1,304 page book over 2 months, but I feel like along the way it's gonna be a great read for us. So we're gonna enjoy discussing it. So anybody that is reading with us, if you want to have more discussion, you can go over to the Storygraph and join our read along group. And over there, you can enter into discussion where you are in the book. So if you want to do that, you can also do that. Let's see. Okay, so Amalula says, but this one is good so far. We have body parts scattered along the Thames. Oh dear. Not a spoiler. It's in the blurb. Okay. Well, it is a thriller, so I expect some body parts to be scattered somewhere. I mean, how can you have a thriller without body parts being scattered somewhere? Um, for the read along, we're talking about Les Miserables. This one, French classic. Um, so it sounds like it's a good thriller. I mean, yeah, I like a good thriller. I'm not mad at a good thriller. I don't read them all the time, but when I do read them, I usually pick up thrillers that are good. So I'm not mad at it. Sounds good. Alba, hola. Yeah, you're loving Let Me Have It. Yay, I'm glad. I'm loving it too. I'm loving it too. I think so if you are on track, you can see that things are going to start to get interesting now. The beginning, I feel like the beginning, he is setting us up. He's setting us into the time period and who is doing what and who has the right to do what and what people's mindsets are. After having a bloody revolution, what are really people living? That kind of thing. Wait, don't wait. Okay, so Tinley said hi, happy Friday, Tinley. Um, Currently reading Grown Women by Sarah Sarai Johnson, and just received an arc of first. Oh, you got an arc of firstborn girls. All right now. Wow. Congratulations. Because I know those are like rare to get. Um, I'm illicit, also enjoying the music as well. I seem to like the inane details if of Mr. Bienvenu. Yeah, I do too. I think but I feel like he's doing that to kind of give us the pace of life and what's really going on. Because you have to realize it's after that bloody revolution where they cut off everybody's head and everybody was going crazy. So we need to see what it's really like, and it's interesting, and some parts are some details are very interesting, like when they talked about the guillotine and scaffolding and all that, and then they talked about his budget and all that. I thought it was fascinating. Sarah says, how do I find the read along? Okay, so you go to the Storygraph and you go to I think it's called community. You hit community, and then you have a lot of different possibilities, and you hit read along, and you should be able to find Les Miserables. So it'll be Les Miserables, and your background reading is starting it. So you won't have any trouble finding it if you do that. Go community, read along, Les Miserables, and you should find it. If you don't find it, send me a message on private message on IG, and I'll send you a link if you can't get to it. But you should be able to get to it. Let's see. Yeah, the app is kind of weird, but it seems okay. I mean, I meant to find out how to start one. And then a few people had difficulty finding because I think they didn't know it was under community. Because when you click on community, there are quite a lot of little things you can click on. But you'll click on community and you will see read along is in there. They have buddy read, read along, and a couple of other things in there. But once you hit read along, see when I hit read along, it goes to my read along, Les Miserables. When you click read along, you might have to put the book in there in order for it to come up. It may not come up like that. Okay. So Billy says my October reads hours. Okay, I'm going to finish it for real. Okay, 36% to go. Very good. Daughters of the Merciful Deep. Okay, I don't know this one. By Leslie Penelope. Okay, Shouting in the Fire by Dante Stewart. I remember this one. Wow, you got a lot going on, girl. That's a lot. That's a lot of intense reading there, but happy reading all the same. Tinley says her read for spooky season is going to be Jackal. Oh, I remember that book by Adams E. Adams, I think it is B. Adams E. or something like that. I remember the one with that very striking cover that came out a couple of years ago, if I'm not mistaken. Uh, Okay, so same Alba. If you don't manage to get it, like I said, going to community and then read along, and then put in Les Miserables. If you still don't find it, just send me a message on my private message on IG, and I'll just send you a link. Let's see. Berta said, "Is there a link to join?" Yeah, yeah. I put a link to it on my stories today. I don't know if you can see it, but I put a link. If I'm not mistaken, yes, I did put a link today on my stories for the story graph. You is home. Let's see. Did I put that link properly? Yeah, I think I did put a link. Yes, I put a link right there. Okay. So if you can't find it while how I said it, you can go to my stories and click that link. And what I'll probably do is I will put one on my community page here on YouTube for people on YouTube who also want to join Storygraph for more in-depth discussion. Uh, Aaron E. Adams. Okay, all right. Aaron E. Adams wrote where is she from? And E. Adams, where is she from? The who wrote Jackal? Because I remember when that book came out. I just don't remember anybody really talking about it, so I can't really remember anything about it. Okay, so Deal said very excited about October reads. We are doing a Glocktober again. Oh, that's cool. Hashtag Glocktober. I like that. Started off with Kelly Garrett's Missing White Woman. How was that? Oh, slow start, but it got twisty with an ending I didn't expect. Okay, that's good, right? I mean, it's kind of hard nowadays to pull out a thriller where there's enough things in it that are unpredictable because it seems like everybody has done every type of, you know, turn in a story possible. So if managed to surprise you, I guess it's a good thing. Let's see. Don't know what's next, but I have arcs. Okay, you need to get to. Okay. Bertie said Jackal is fantastic. Okay, very good. I'm glad to hear that. Amalota said, I'm annotating, writing right inside they miss, which I rarely do. No one will be able to read this behind. Oh well, look, it's your book. You do what you want. I've decided it has its own notebook. So this is what I'm doing. I'm doing this, and then I have my tab, my tabs on the side, like that. Because I just can't. When I write in a book, it reminds me of college, and I can't do it. I just can't. So do what you got to do. Olivia says rereading Hanaf Abdurraqib. Got to meet him and get books signed last night. Oh, very nice. And rereading Frankenstein. Oh, nice. And a book about a poet I love. One sentence journals by Chris Latre and a couple more. Okay, very nice. Hanaf Abdurraqib. What did the Hanif write? Because that name is familiar. I can't think of the title of the book. The title of the book. Okay, you found it. Very good. I'm glad, Sarah. I'm glad. Yeah, I guess you can search by the author's name once you get into read along, you either search the title of the book or the author will work. Yeah. Uh okay. Hey Nikki Reed just finished Eagle Rock by Ian Smith and about to start Laws of Depravity. Ooh, I like that title. By Eric LaSalle. Is Depravity, is that nonfiction or fiction? Which one is that? Hey Tracy, how are you? Happy Friday. Um, okay, Keisha said, I'm good. I gave up and started some new books on Audible. Again, Keisha, you are terrible about starting books and not finishing them. You read Sci-Fi Standalone about the aftermath of an alien invasion. Okay. Scum of the Earth. Yes, Jesus, the title. By Alex Kane. Okay. Follows someone who cooperated with them and then a resistance group. A lot more dark than lighthearted than expected, but really good. Okay. I'm gonna listen. What's Glocktober? Well, that's just a way of probably focusing on reading thrillers and crime novels. I like the name. I think it's brilliant. Pretty brilliant way of spotlighting thrillers and crime novels. Hey Nicole, happy Friday. What are you reading? Okay, Olivia says Lock Booktician, read Jackal, and did an awesome interview. Oh, she did an interview with the author. Okay, very good. And also, Lock Beautician is doing her October thing. I can't remember what she calls it. What is it called? Um Halloween something she does. It's like a whole thing around neighborhoods in New Orleans and reading books at a certain time. It's a whole situation. Go over there and look at it. It's very good. Hey Nisha, how are you? Happy Friday. What are you reading? Let's see. Dale says to Amalula, we just decided to read crime fiction, yeah, urban fiction, or spooky reads this month. Some are also doing hashtag Smuttober, to get those romances in. Okay, I love these names y'all are coming up with these hashtags. It's Glocktober, Smuttober. It's very good. Okay, Alba says Little Devil in America. Hanif had me crying throughout that whole book. It touched me so much. I thought I recognized that name. I was like, where is that? I know this name. Little Devil in America. Now, okay, you got me. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, Black musicians. Okay. I'm a little to DL. Cool. Yeah, she's laughing at Smuttober. I think it's cute. I think it's a cute way to put the hashtags. Keisha said, bought some clear post-it notes to see if I would like annotating with them because I don't like writing or tabbing. Well, I know a lot of people use those. I would personally get into use. I think I have a couple. I would get into using them, but I would probably be using them to write more onto those tabs and then glue it into my book. But I still have not used them. I'm so used to making my notes on my, in a note now that I just the annotating that was my college days. I don't want to do it anymore. Okay, so Olivia says they can't kill us until they kill us. essays about all kinds of things. Hanif. Okay, very nice. Nikki says it's fiction. Oh, okay. Mystery thriller, if I'm correct. Okay. Sarah said also wrote There's Always This Year on Basketball and Ascension. Okay. Yeah, because this name, I was like, I know this name from somewhere. I just don't remember what that person wrote. Teresa says she plans to start Les Mis this weekend. Also finishing up last 100 pages of Can't We Be Friends, a novel by Ella Fitzgerald and Marilyn Monroe by Denny S. Bryce and Eliza Knight. Okay, so this was a duo writing, novel writing. So how did that duo go? Was it good? Was it very seamless? Did you enjoy the writing that they did as a couple? Because that's not easy to do. Olivia says, in two poetry books, A Crown Ain't Worth Much and A Fortune for Your Disaster. Okay, a lot of really good books. Blackoween, that's what it is. I couldn't think what it was. I knew it was something with Halloween in it. Blackoween. Check that out, y'all, if you're interested in that kind of thing. She has really put it together really well. Noteworthy fiction. Welcome. Happy Friday. Ooh, reading the Wild Fact. Ooh, I read that years ago. And working around the house. That is a weird book. It's a weird book. But it's the kind of book that people would want to read now that it's, Halloween and autumn, that kind of thing. And his most current is There's Always This Year on Basketball and Ascension. Okay. Nicole said, I tried annotating my books once, then looked back at my annotations and was cracking up. I was just thinking and writing anything. Well, annotating, I think, is a great way to read a book because just for that reason, that when, like, say, for instance, you read the book this year and you want to read it like 5 years from now, when you're reading back over the book, you can really see what you really understood and what you thought was really funny or tragic or didn't work well, and then you can compare it with the way you're feeling when you're reading it presently. I think for me that was the thing that I liked annotating. But I just something I have difficulty doing, just because it does remind me of school. But I know why people do it. I totally understand why people do it. Keisha said, "Yeah, I will probably transfer them to a notebook later on cause because if I reread a book, I don't want to have them covering the pages." Yeah, always, this is the thing. Teresa said, Raymond and I went to F. Scott Fitzgerald Literary Festival last weekend. Oh, very nice. So you were on a weekend as well. Jasmine Ward was this year's award winner. Okay. She brought Kizzy Lehman with her to interview her. Loved me. Oh, very nice. So where exactly where did it take place, the F. Scott Fitzgerald Literary Festival? Because I've never heard of that festival before. Noteworthy fiction. It is a weird book. Not sure how I feel about it. I know, right? It's weird. It's straight up weird. Amalola says, I finished The Museum of Ordinary People by Mike Gale last week. It was pretty good. A cute, sleepy kind of novel. What do you mean by a cute, sleepy kind of novel? What do you mean by sleepy kind of novel? Teresa said, this book reminds me of the first. Oh, really? It reminds you of the first ladies. Okay, alternating chapters from each lady's point of view. The audiobook also has two narrators. I'm enjoying it. Okay. So yeah, so it has so what they're doing is they're splitting telling the story. So it doesn't matter if the styles are slightly different. Amalola says, she has two copies of Les Mis for this reason. Oh, wow. Okay. Two copies of Les Mis. Okay, girl, you do you. Well done. Teresa said they had two events. One was in Bethesda, MD, and the festival was Rockville, Maryland. Okay, Maryland. Okay, it was both in Maryland. Where Fitzgerald is buried. Okay, all right. I have never heard this before, so I'm learning stuff. Cute sleepy means it moves slowly and it's more about the human condition with quirky characters. Okay, I like that. That sounds like a good read. Mm. Um, so you have a cloth bound and had to get. Oh, you have a cloth bound and you had to get the deluxe edition. Oh, so you've got one like this, and the cloth bound is beautiful. So I guess you're annotating the deluxe edition, and you're leaving the one clean. Please tell me you're doing it that way, because the cloth bound is gorgeous. I'm assuming that's what you're doing is annotating the deluxe edition. Let me know if you're doing that because I'm curious. But I did see the um the cloth bound edition. Thought it was really beautiful. Nicole said I still have zero book festivals under my belt. Well, girl, there's tons of them still, I think, going on till the well, there was quite a few of them happened within this past 2 weeks. Because I think Peter showed the Brooklyn Festival. Then I think it was in summer, the end of summer, there was the Caribbean Festival was in Brooklyn as well. Then there was the Mississippi Literary Festival. There's a this is festival time, so just Google it. Maybe you can find one near you. You never know. That's what I thought. Never write into my cloth bound. The cloth bound is just so beautiful. Wait, does this cloth bound for Les Mis, does it have ravens all over it? Is it red ravens? Remind me of what's on that one. Okay, so Teresa said, I hadn't heard about it either, and I live here. Oh my God. This is my first time, but I'm going next year. First for Everett is next year's award winner. Oh, very nice. The I technically Bertie says I technically have two copies now. I have a hardcover that was my grandfather's, and I bought the same. Oh, okay. Oh, very nice. So you have an old copy of Les Miserables, and you've got a new one. Very nice. Uh, yeah, Amalo says to Nicole, look for ones that are near you and plan for next year. Yeah, that's what I say too. Yeah, the cloth bounds are beautiful. They are for collection purposes, but you just never know, honey. People be treating their books all kind of ways. Uh, Keisha says to Amalula, laugh out loud. Every time I buy a double copy now, I'm telling people this is why. Okay, so you got an excuse now. Red Ravens. That's what I thought it was. Beautiful, that one. It's a beautiful edition, but it's probably super big and chunky. Name is. Nicole says, I'm definitely will plan for next year. Yeah, because there seem to be quite a lot of them going on. So yeah, get decide which one works for you and go. I mean, for me, the only one I have is Festival America, but I mean, I try to go um to author signings when they have them of authors that I'm interested in. Um, but otherwise, the only real festival there's a Festival America in Vincennes, and then they have Salon du Livre in Paris, but that has mostly francophone writers. Sometimes they have anglophone writers that come to that, but not a lot. Let's see. Sarah said, I now want to go to the Fitzgerald Festival. I live so close. Oh, you see, there you go. Amalo said, I read Three Musketeers, Clothbound, again. Oh, okay. And I have real cover FOMO. Oh yeah, because of the Three Musketeers. It's also I think it is a deluxe edition as well. Um, Birdie said, I tried to read the hardcover and I was like, this is too heavy. Yeah, I know. I mean, it's when you're reading, I mean, like, so you see it's we're here, so we're the floppy part. I can't wait till we're here. So when I put my book down, it's it'll open up, but we at this part right here, there's the bend and the wind kind of thing going on. Let's see. Yes, Google book festivals by state, and you can see all the states. Yeah. Has anyone been to the Edinburgh Book Fest? No, I've only seen it online, but it lasts like 3 weeks or something. It's super long and drawn out, and it's an expensive endeavor. I think if you want to go, you have to, go when the authors that you want to see are going to be there. But they do, I think, record and put some of their stuff online. So that's also a possibility if you want to see something. I'm Birdie. This deluxe edition is heavy too. Not sure you can escape it if you buy one quality paper. Yeah, it's kind of hard. I mean, it's a lot of, and it's got deckled edges, so it's pretty heavy though. Even though the paper is not particularly thick, it's quite thin. The paper, it's still really heavy. Let's see. Terry, hello. I'm good to a big black romance. You're going to a black romance conference in Atlanta and a Jane Austen festival next summer. Where is the Jane Austen festival? Where is that happening next summer? Birdie says, I've just noticed that I like reading paperbacks a lot more than hardcovers if it's over 400 pages. Okay. I'm the opposite. I prefer hardcover. Yeah, I want to know that too. Where is the Jane Austen Festival? Let's see. Sarah says, I think any copy of the book is like carrying a baby. Yeah, pretty much. I think you're right about that. Birdie says, I know a lot of people don't like deckled edges, but I love them too. They're so pretty. I love it. They're the best. I don't know why people don't like them, but it just reminds me of old books. I like the way they look. Just I mean, look at that little edges. I love it. Love the deckled edges. Beautiful. Okay, Terry said Jane Austen Festival will be in North Carolina at UNC Chapel Hill. Okay, that's yeah. I think there are quite a lot of people that live in that area who might be interested in going to that. Wow. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, Teresa likes deckled edges too. Yay. Hey, Rosa. How are you? What are you reading? Mm, um, yeah, I mean, I love some deckled edges. Let's see. Birdie said, I don't live too far from there. There you go. I'm definitely going to the Jameson Festival. You see, there you go. Um, I feel like there are a lot more festivals than people really know. And I feel like yeah, you should do a Google and then, see exactly what's nearby because there seems to be a lot of them. It's just that people aren't aware that these festivals are going on. So might be worth Googling to find out what is actually happening at the beginning of the year. Let's see. Keisha says, I took love. No, I love deckled edges. I don't see them as much, and not all these special editions are the thing. Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing more spray painted edges than I'm seeing deckled. Yeah. So it seemed like there was a period where there were more deckled edges. I want to say more 10 years ago, maybe there was more deckled edges. Now they're into this, sprayed edges, all this other stuff. So I don't know why they don't do as many books with deckled edges anymore. Bertie said there's a book festival that's happening in October in Virginia. in Cozzetti or Cozette, Virginia. Okay. So you see, I think you need to get there and start Googling, Nicole, and find out what's happening because it looks like there are a lot of things happening here, there, and everywhere. So the best way to do it is to get on Google and find out because there seems to be a lot more going on than people actually know. And this, festivals are so good, for hearing authors talk about, themes, that are similar in their book as to other authors. And I just think the whole thing is, it's just such a good thing to be able to witness. Rosa says she's finishing Harlem Shackles Whitehead. She says it's her favorite book by him so far. Okay. Billy is a book festival in Nashville, Tennessee this month, October 25th to 27th, Southern Festival of Books. There you go. Nicole said, yeah, and I'm close to a lot of popular places. Well, there you go, Nicole. There's nothing stopping you from going to a book festival before the end of the year. You might be able to catch at least one of these. Everybody's coming up with something new. So there you have it. Now, keep in mind when you go to all these book festivals, you know what's next. You're going to buy all these damn books now because it's a hard book festival and not want to buy books. And you're going to want to get all your books signed. So it's a whole dilemma. Tracy said the Well-Read Black Girl Festival is in New York on October 26th. Okay, is it? I thought that was like I didn't think of that as I could think of that as a different kind of festival. Doesn't she invite specific writers? And it's mostly on themes around women. Correct me if I'm wrong. So that's a different kind of a literary festival. Worth Fiction said, "Ooh, I just bought that book, Tracy. Oh, the Well-Read Black Girl book. Kind of operates like conference. That's what I can't think. That's what I was thinking. It's like a conference. It's not like it's not doesn't operate like a literary festival, like a conference. Yeah, that sounds like a better word. For me personally, I think it's a better word, conference. With very specific themes related around Black women, if I'm not mistaken. Um, so yeah, you know, go Google it and see what comes up because so many things came up. I mean, last weekend for me was really good because uh I got to listen to quite a few conferences that I found fascinating, listening to people talk about their writing or particular themes around their books. And also, what I like about literary festivals is that you get lots of like you can meet people just from standing around in front of a book stand, looking at books. You meet people, and you start chatting, and you realize they're, giving you good books. You're giving them good books, and you just start to meet and chat with people in the most simplest situations. And I think that's the thing about literary festivals that I really love. Getting recs from complete strangers is actually kind of cool. Let's see. Teresa said, I got 3 signed. Oh, nice. You got 3 books signed by Chiese. Very good. For me, I'm dying to get Chiese to sign my copy of Heavy. Oh, that book is so, so, so good. So, so, so good. Mm. But um, yeah, I mean it's always great getting books signed, but I really like listening to the authors and what they talk about when they talk about their books. Like I enjoyed having breakfast with S.A. Cosby and listening to him talk about how much he loves writing and listening to him talk about, his whole story getting to where he is now. Like with the support of his wife, this probably would have never happened. His wife was pushing him and saying, "Yeah, go to this thing. You need to go to this thing." And he was like, "No, I'm not ready. I'm not ready." And she's like, "Yes, you are. Go, go, go." So hearing those kind of stories, I just find it, fascinating how each author has a different story around how they start writing, but there's one common denominator, and it's this passion, and it's this they have this love of writing. It sticks to them like glue. They cannot not do it. And that's a common denominator for all writers. They have this kind of, yeah, I cannot not write. And I find that fascinating. Um, okay, let's see. Birdie said I was at a book festival in my hometown and I got a book signed by an author and then found out he went to college with with your college advisor. Wow. Yeah, the world is small. It's very small. Birdie said the essay copy conversation was fantastic. Oh, thank you, Birdie. I'm glad you liked it and you watched it. Very good. Nicole said I don't have many books to sign. I use a lot. Well, that's not a problem. I mean, you can still. I mean, I feel like I don't think there's anything wrong with waiting in line to just shake an author's hand. Or get them to sign a notebook or a piece of paper or something, or not sign at all, just to say I wanted to say hello and shake your hand and thank you for writing this book because I enjoyed it. You don't have to be getting books signed. uh oh yeah, okay, so Nicole said she was watching tennis and a fan asked local golf to sign their laptop. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, Nicole said, I need the author to sign my library card. Why not? Why not? Why not? Exactly. Sarah said, Nicole, you will have plenty to sign after going to a book festival. Because that's usually what happens is like you're there and then there are other authors that you come in contact with just through looking at the different talks. And then you're like, ooh, that book sounds so good. I better get that book. Next thing you know, you go out, you get the book, and then next thing you know, you're waiting in line to get it signed. So yeah, no worries. Rosa said essay copy was fantastic, very warm, friendly, and a natural storyteller. Absolutely, you could just tell because in that conversation, and I think I got maybe about 80% of the conversation. When he sat down, the lady pretty much said, "Does everybody here somewhat understand English? Otherwise, I'll have to translate." And everybody's like, "No, it's okay. We're good." So the translator went away. She was over on the side. And then they were like, "Okay, you can ask a question." And everybody just sat there and looked at S.A. Cosby and said nothing. And I was like, "Are you tripping? I'm gonna ask a question." So I wound up asking three questions which were, very simple questions, but they fueled like he would answer the question and even more, like even more and even more. So he was very forthcoming, and I was luckily that I was placed where I wanted to be so that I could film what he was saying. Um, but he was very open and he's very passionate about writing and he was so anxious to tell us that he was working on a new book and he was yeah just so open about everything. I thought it was fascinating hearing how writing is something that he loves. He said if people knew how much he thought about writing, I think he was crazy because he thinks about it all the time, which I think is very cool. Let's see. Terry said, once a friend and I were going to see essayist at Virginia Festival, but I convinced her to see him at a small nearby college. We were only two Black women at men's college. Everyone thought we were relatives. Teresa said, "Yep, they definitely have copies ready for purchase at every festival I have ever attended." Okay. Amalula said, "Love the snippet." Oh, thanks, Amalula. Ross Gay, inciting joy. Okay. Hey Lex, when he told the story about his dad having his book, yeah, it got me. It got me too. It was a very nice conversation that we had about his writing and everything. Um, Rosa says to Nicole, "I'm a library person too, but I bought books at the festival and mailed them at home." I know that's right, Rosa. Um, Nicole said to Terry, "I love college lectures open to the public. It can be an intimate setting. Yeah, those are nice." Tracy said, "That's wonderful when authors are open and forthcoming." He was very open because, like, that was even the parts where he was talking about um how he didn't want to quit his job. His wife said, "Look, just take off a year and write." And he was like, "No, I don't want to take off. We can't afford to live off one salary. How are we going? What are we going to?" She said, "No, you need to. If you're going to be a writer, you need to write. You don't have time to write. You're working a 60-hour a week job." And it was his wife pushing him what made him get out there and do it. And I was just like, "Ooh, thank you to his wife. Thank you to his wife. She did the thing. She really did the thing." Um, no, Lex didn't go to Festival America. Rosa went to Festival America. So that was a really good meeting. It was also interesting hearing the talks around the US presidential election. That was interesting. There was a talk with S. Cosby, a young woman who's called Amy Green. I think she's Franco-American, and she went to Sciences Po, which is political science university in Paris, and it was also the author Nathan Hill. So I was listening to that talk with Rosa, and at one point Nathan Hill pulls up with, "I don't think our democracy is in jeopardy." And Rosa and I both turned and looked at each other like, "Say what?" Nathan Hill was like, it just went down in my esteem when he said that. And then right after Nathan Hill talked, then they had S.A. Cosby, and he said, "Well, I do think our democracy is in jeopardy." He corrected that. And I thought, "Ooh, thank God somebody said something." So it was kind of interesting to see, what they would say about, because the topic was all around presidential election and stuff. I was like, Nathan Hill's out here tripping hard. Okay, he tripping hard. Rosa and I were not tripping. We both just turned and looked at each other like, "Did he say what I thought he said? Is he crazy?" I was like, Yeah, he's the one that wrote the Nicks and Wellness. Hey, Tatiana. Welcome. What are you? Oh, you're working. You're working. Okay, you're working and listening. Okay, I ain't gonna ask you too many questions. Um. So yeah, I mean, every now and then you get like people, but I feel like that's the beauty of this festival is because it's called Festival America. You're getting Americans from all over. So they're all different walks of life, and so it's interesting to hear what they have to say about some things. Um. Yeah, he went down in my esteem. I've only read the Knicks, but I hadn't been pressing to read nothing else ever since. And then when he said that, I definitely wasn't pressed. I ain't pressed to read nothing he got to write. So I was like, "Are you tripping hard? Are you falling on your head, man? You're crazy." He's crazy. Yeah, it is a crazy statement to make publicly. I mean, maybe he thinks that because it's at a literary festival in France where most people speak French and people aren't going to understand, but they have people translating everything they say. And the person that was translating for him translated what he said correctly. So people heard what he said, and I think they were probably a little surprised by that with all the shit we hear and all the shit that we know that's going down. And he doesn't think our democracy is in jeopardy. Okay. Yeah, if that's what you think. It was weird. Yeah, I was done. Yeah, I was really done when I heard that. I was like, say what? Like crazy. Hey Kay, how are you? What are you reading? Yeah, I'm enthusiastic about that statement as well. I just was like, I didn't know what to think of it because I did not expect him to come out with something like that. And then he followed it up with, well, since we're, so close to the elections, I'm just going to stop watching the news altogether because I just don't want to be, how did he say? I don't want to have the stress of having to watch, the news all the time where they're talking about the elections. And I was like, okay, okay, bro, if you feel like if you can afford to throw your head in the sand because you don't want to talk about it or you don't want to see it, okay, what can you say? um let's see. Nicole said he may not be thinking about the rest of us. Child, he ain't thinking about the rest of us. Did he explain what? No, he didn't explain anything. He just said he didn't think a democracy was under attack. He didn't think it was, and he just went on talking. Anna said he definitely doesn't watch French news. How long has it been said that American democracy is ill? Exactly. Yeah. No, he didn't impress me either, Rosa. Yeah, you're correct, Rosa, but that's the thing. You get a chance to see a closer view of an author, and it's true because they put them in these talks where they put people together for a reason. There was a reason why they put Nathan Hill and S.A. Cosby together. They clearly ain't from the same world in America. Now they put the girl Amy Green in the middle because Amy Green's a Franco-American, so she speaks English and French the same level, and she's a political science expert. So they put her right in the middle. It's like joining two sides of America in one talk. So I found that an interesting choice. I mean, they could have put anybody else in there with Nathan Hill or with S.A. Cosby, and they chose to put Nathan Hill and S.A. Cosby together. I was like, okay. And that's what he pulled up with in when he started to talk. So I just was like, yeah, okay, you good. You toast. I ain't reading nothing else you gotta say. Um, let's see. Teresa says, why was he at a book festival talking about politics? Was he asked? No, because that's what that particular talk was about. In Festival America, they talk about a lot of things. They talk about common themes within books, but sometimes, like you can't have a Festival America and not talk about American politics. That's crazy. That's like trying to avoid the elephant in the in the room. So they had this one which was it was called the American elections, and it was called like the bullseye or the last shot, the last line before we vote. And so they chose to put S.A. Cosby in there with Nathan Hill and the political science expert Amy Green. And so that's what they were talking about. That's what the subject was. So he knew that when he sat down in there, he knew that's what the subject was. So he opted to say that phrase right off, pretty much at the beginning of when he was talking. And I was shooketh when he said it. I was just like, wait, what? So Let's see. Keisha said maybe his democracy ain't in trouble, but everybody else's is until something happens to him specifically. He ain't caring. That pretty much that's it. Rosa said he was on a panel about the upcoming elections. Exactly. Nicole said exactly. He was like, "I'll be fine. I don't know about y'all." Yeah, pretty much. Like said, are you going to read Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie's new? Of course, I love Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. Of course, I'll read it. I think I've read all of her books except for Purple Hibiscus. I haven't read yet, and I haven't read The Thing Around Your Neck, the short story collection. So I'll probably read those before her book comes out. Her book's coming out in March 2025. Yeah, it is a gross standpoint. I was just like, what the fuck is going on here? I was like, you tripping. You tripping hard, you know. Yeah. So that's how that went down. But then I did have a lovely discussion with this old white man outside the tent on Friday. It was Friday late in the afternoon. And I was looking up in the sky and I saw this big cloud. And I said, do I have time to walk back to my hotel, drop these books, and come back? And I was looking, and he was like, "What are you thinking about? It looks like you've got a dilemma." And I said, "Yeah, that big cloud over there is my dilemma. I don't know if I have time to walk back to my hotel, drop these books, and come back." And then he said, "Oh, that cloud's been there for hours. You're going to be fine. You have time to walk back to the hotel. How many minutes is this? About 10 minutes, 12 minutes." So in the end, I didn't walk back because I could feel that it was going to rain again. And I'm talking to this man, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm just waiting for my wife. She's signing books." And I'm like, I bet you know whose husband it is. So I said, "Well, who's your wife?" And he said, "Alice McDermott." And I said, "Oh," which is what I was thinking was his wife. So I'm having this discussion with Alice McDermott's husband, which is he was pretty funny. I mean, he was cracking me up. Before it started to then pour down rain, pretty much 15 minutes after, I said, should I actually go to my hotel and come back? Good thing I didn't do it because I would have been drenched. So that was interesting having the discussion with Alice McDermott's husband. Let's see. Max Lieber said, Dee, thanks to your Goodreads rating of Blanche and the Lamb, I've started the series and I'm so glad. One of my favorite series, Blanche on the Lamb. Blanche White is the business. Daytime says, good to know Adichie is releasing a new book. Yeah, very good. She's releasing, I think it's March 2025. Hey D, what's up? D is reading If Beale Street Could Talk. I love that book. It's really good. And I like the movie adaptation for that book as well. It's beautiful. Beautifully filmed. Going to start from Harvey River by Lorna Goodson. Okay. I heard that's really good from Harvey River. Mm, I heard that one is really good. Let me see. Did I miss somebody? I think I missed some people. Okay, no. Okay, so Tatiana is reading Sing Her Name, finish tonight, then we'll start Ignatius. Okay. Um, yeah, so I'm on 70 of Les Miserables. So I read my 20 pages tonight. And I'm one third in to Sing Her Name. So I'm gonna crack on with this tonight as well. So I'm hoping to get to the halfway mark before I go to bed tonight. Oh, you met her at the Brooklyn Book Festival. Oh, very nice. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, I mean, you know, you gotta go to the book festivals. It's a good way to really see author in their habitat, you know. They usually when they have the camera on them or whatever, they have the mic in their hand or whatever, they usually pretty much say what they're thinking. And not very many, I don't think, that cover up or anything. You can tell how forthcoming people are about different topics. Yeah, it's Les Miserables. Classic. This one. We're going to be reading it for 2 months, so we got time. So yeah, so it's always really good hearing, hearing them talk about, different topics and, and what they think of different things. But the election is a very common topic even in France. They're not voting, but they feel like that vote is going to affect them no matter what happens, it's going to affect them. So they talk about it as well, so it is what it is. Okay, so Disney said I found you on Storygraph, but your read along. Okay, the read along, if you can't find it, go on my stories. There's a link to get there direct. If you can't get the if you can't, because usually if you go on the story graph and you click on community and then from community you click on read along, you either put in Victor Hugo or you put in Les Miserables, you should be able to find it. If you don't want to do that, then go to my stories and click the link that's in the stories. It'll take you right to uh to the read along on story graph. All right. Let's see what else. Yes, you should join us. We're gonna have a lot of fun. I mean, one main character has entered the book, so it's gonna start getting interesting. Um, yeah, I think it's gonna start getting interesting. It's interesting anyway. From the beginning, there's a lot of things that are interesting about what you're writing about. I'm always fascinated by classics because they have they had a sense of really writing about how it really was, like what it was like, what was really happening. And it seems like it's in more detail than it needs to be, but I think it's necessary. It's almost like they were writing out of wanting to leave some kind of historical record while making it fictional. And so that's why these days we don't get books written in the same way, in a similar way. It's different the way we write today. Actually, it's my first complete read of it. I've read sections of it in French, but I have not read it from cover to cover. So this will be my first time reading it from cover to cover in English. And the next time I read it, I'll read it from cover to cover in French. But probably it'll probably be in three different or four different. I think Les Miserables is in three or four different books. So I'm reading it in English this time, but next time I'll be reading it in French. Yeah, I mean, he a lot of them are more detailed than they really need to be because even Zola is very very detailed this way. Because he's telling us everything about that time period. What was right with it, what was wrong with it, who was doing what, why they were doing that, and then sometimes they just let you figure out what the issue is or why that isn't a good thing, kind of thing. I appreciate it. I think it's done really, really well. Mm. Okay, so Keisha said she downloaded Storygraph and Bookmore. I don't even know Bookmore. And Fable just been sitting on my phone for like a year or so, taking up space and never made accounts. So I thought, "Well, I should go correct that." I had made an account for Fable, but I got off of there because I don't like it. Still have Storygraph and it's still on my phone. Book Mori, I don't know it, never heard of it. I don't like Fable. I don't know. There's like too much going on over there or something. I don't know. I can't get into it. Yeah. I'm gonna list this to Lex. I've been watching your Harlem Renaissance videos for recommendations. Hey Latrice, how are you? What are you reading? Um, yeah, I tried Fable. I don't like it. I don't like it. There's everything you can imagine over there. There are book clubs on there. There are short discussion groups. There are book reviews. There's all kinds of stuff over there. It's just the problem is that there's so much stuff on there that if you join, you feel like you're not like you're not a part of the app. I don't know, it's kind of weird. No, Storygraph and Goodreads are nothing alike. Nothing alike. Goodreads is an app that Amazon owns and they use it as a way to try to sell books. Storygraph is for readers. Let's see. Note where this is classics are great. I agree with you that they just get into the nitty gritty more. I like the theme. Sorry, yeah. She said just got out of a meeting, so I'll have to watch the playback. Yeah, yeah, you had to watch the playback. It's gonna be funny. Um, yeah, certainly Ms. and a middle grade today. What middle grade are you gonna read? Uh, okay, Birdie says she likes Storygraph better. Now I like Storygraph. Storygraph has got to fix its its usability. So people go on there and they don't know what they're supposed to be doing. And it's not evident how to do things. And I think that's what has blocked a lot of people from switching over to Storygraph permanently. It's because they can't figure out how to do shit half the time. You don't even know if you're doing it right, or sometimes you go on to do something and you can't find it. You don't understand why you can't find it. I think that's the part of the problem with Storygraph is that its usability is could be better. It could be a little better. Let's see. Bertie said, I wish they would fix something. Yeah, on Goodreads, because I still like Goodreads, but the website glitch. It does. It glitches all the damn time. Um, he said after Amazon took over Goodreads, they went downhill. Yeah, absolutely. Nicole said, didn't Amazon get sued for using Goodreads to sell books? They removed the purchase option. I don't know. I don't pay attention to that anyway. I'll put exactly. I find Storygraph confusing. It's definitely not user friendly, and I don't understand why it's not user friendly because Nadia is doing the app with someone who is that's their thing, making apps and stuff. So I'm really confused why it's not user friendly, but it just isn't. Um, Latrice says the middle grade is on Anyika and the Heroes of the Dawn, book 3 in a series. Oh, okay, it's like a little fantasy, middle grade fantasy. Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand. It's not user friendly, but it's not. But I love the things they've added. Like they've added all kinds of things. You can see like what kinds of books you've been reading for the year. Has it been a lot of historical fiction or translated or whatever it is? And then you have like the different, like you have like the the mood, is related to the books that you've been reading, and you can see that, and they've done really a lot of things that interest readers they're reading. Whereas Goodreads is sort of like a place where you just kind of tick off, I read that okay, I give that this many stars, and you just, you kind of move on. You don't have to give a review if you don't want to. I like the fact that in Storygraph you have half stars, quarter stars. I like all that. I think that's really cool. Um, I like how they're doing the challenges now. Some of the different challenges, it shows you like, oh, you've done 50% of the reading challenge, or you've done 60% of the reading challenge. When you open it up, I think that's fantastic. You have a little thing on the side, which I think is really cool. I mean, they're working on it, but they just have to get that user friendliness. It's just got to be a little bit more evident, in my opinion. Uh, let's see. Okay, Latrice, Grown Woman by Sarai Johnson just came through too, so I might get to that. Somebody else in here is reading that as well. Yeah, the monthly wrap up graphics is really nice as well. That's a very nice touch that they did that. I agree, I'm a little. Uh, okay, so Dee says she got to get that Anika series. Teresa said she doesn't like Storygraph interface. It needs to be simplified. Yeah, absolutely. User friendly would work. Lex says to Amalola, thank you so much. Alba says she finished Small Island by Andrea Levy. 5 stars. We'll start seeing her name tonight. Um, yeah, said Small Island was excellent. Yeah, I don't know anybody who doesn't like that book. Everybody says wonderful things about Small Island. So yeah, it's a winner, that book, Small Island. Okay, so Latrice says to D, it's so cute. Barbara does it so you can try that. Okay, cool. Hello, hello, Curly Q. How are you? How are you, Curly Q? Okay, so you finished The Women by Kristen Hanna. Loved it. A lot of people are loving that book. I heard that is one of the most popular books this year. The Women. This is the one that has been, of all the books that have come out this year, apparently The Women is one of the ones that has been read the most and loved the most. This is what I heard. Uh, Tatiana, my reading has been so trash. I haven't even been using Storygraph. Yeah, I have to go back and update a little bit on Storygraph as well, because I just don't be updating like that. Um, yeah, look, Tatiana said, I got to get my damn groove back. Daytime said, I'm reading Pushkin's Buttons by Selena Vitali, or Vital, about the father of Russian literature who was part African. Okay. Teresa says the women was good, was so good. Definitely recommend that one. I mean, a lot of people have recommended it. A lot of podcasts have recommended it, and a lot of people have read it and loved it. Okay, so Alba says Lover. Oh, Loverman, the first of Mr. Loverman. Yeah, I'm stressed. I might not be able to watch it. Oh, yeah, I won't be able to watch it either because it's on BBC, and I don't have BBC here. So I probably won't get a chance to watch it either. But I really do like that book, Mr. Loverman. Is, if you haven't read Mr. Loverman, that book is so good. Curly Q said, and I got something from the Hispanic Heritage Table, The Library of Women and Salt by Gabrielle Garcia. Okay. I'm gonna said The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna is the one I've read. Okay. Well, apparently you need to get the women because that book, everybody loved that book. Latrice said, we could always do reading sprints with an hour of gaming and an hour of reading. Good idea, Latrice. Curlicue said, and to be honest, I didn't think I'd get swept up into the women, but I was completely swept. Yeah, worrying if the characters missed me when I was away. Oh my goodness, you really got swept in. Alba said to Amalula, I've got a lovely hangover from that book. Okay. Okay, so Daytime says to D, it's written like a novel, so it's really good. Curlicue said, I read The Great Alone for the States Challenge, Alaska. That one had me swept too. You see, that's the thing. I think that's just the way she writes as well. Kristen Hanna she has a knack for that kind of writing. Because I can remember people talking about her books. It's been a while. So I was listening to a podcast and they were saying that was one of the books that has been read the most this year and loved the most. So Patrice said, Tati, I'm about to do audiobooks and paleo shortly. Albert said to Curlicue, same. I didn't expect that. Amalola said to Curlicue, same. Didn't think I would like it either and was pleasantly surprised. There you go. You just never know. The idea is to, try things and see what they're like, kind of thing. You just never know. Amalo said, yeah, well, when people are raving so much about an author, I shy away. I know. I like you have to I feel like you have to listen to how they're raving about it. Not so much that they're raving about it, but how are they raving about it? What exactly are they saying as they're raving about it? I think that kind of can give you a better idea. D say time adding to my TBR. Amala said, I'm not trying Coho though. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Um, Kay the Reader said, I like The Great Alone, just not how it ended. I have read several books by her, so I'm used to her writing style. I think if you're familiar with an author, it makes a difference. Curlicue said, so a friend gave me Nightingale to read next, but I'm gonna breathe for it before diving in. Okay. Curlicue said, no, do not go the Coho way. All right. That has been stated many times. I don't need to say who Coho is. I think y'all know who that is. Don't make me say it. Please. Y'all know who we talking about. All right. Well, I don't have anything else to say. This Friday is just shot on through. Almost going to 7:30. Kay said Night God by Kristen is a heartbreaker. Girl, I don't know if she's following me. That's a good question. Is she still following me? Let's see. I don't know if she's still following me. Let's see if she's still following me. Yep, she's still following me. She's still following me. Okay, Kristen Hand writes a zillion times better than Coho. No duh. The Four Winds broke me down. Wow. Okay. Uh, Tatiana to the trees. I'm starting a newish game tonight. Oh no. I'm Melissa to K. Have Four Winds here. We'll read next year. There you go. Girl, really? Coho, come on now. Colleen over. Did you hear? Did you hear? Did you hear? Did you hear? Mm, y'all laughing. Tatiana said Kristen Hanna is about to be my audiobook maven. I love the Nightingale. Okay. Uh, she forgot, Latrice. She forgot. She may have to say it on the air. Publicity, free publicity. I had to say her name. Yeah, can you believe she follows me? She's been following me for a minute now. Maybe what has it been? The last time when I told you she was following, I think it was like a year ago, 2 years ago, maybe. Yeah, she's been following me for a minute. I don't know why she followed me, but she following me. So interesting. It is what it is. Um, okay, that's it. I ain't got nothing else to tell y'all. It is almost 7:30. I'm out. Oh, you read Sweet Says? That one is excellent. That's what's her name? Nemirovsky. Can't remember what her first name is. Nemirovsky. That's practically, I would say, it's kind of like a mix of fiction and nonfiction, but it's actually fiction. And Nemirovsky actually wrote her novel Speed Phone Says on like pieces of paper, and because it was the war, she wrote these little tiny lines like that across the paper on both sides. And when she had died, her kids found that in the storage or whatever, and they pulled it out and they realized it was a book, and it was Steve Says. It's amazing. So yeah, anyway, yeah, she was amazing. Irene Nemirovsky was amazing. Yes. Amazing and sad. You are correct. All right, I'm out, y'all. This has been fun. I will see you guys next week. We'll talk about some more stuff. We'll see what everybody's reading, how everybody's getting along with Les Miserables. And have a good weekend with lots of good reading and lots of fun stuff. I'll talk to you very soon. Bye.